How can we forgive someone who has hurt us? And if appropriate, would you please elaborate on the power of forgiveness?
Try not to forgive and see what happens to you. Your mind will dwell on that scenario or situation, and you go completely unconscious. The mind makes up stories upon stories, and next thing you know, you're drowning in it. Forgiveness means I'm willing to forget. You can't forgive and not forget. So let's just start with forgetting. What is past means it's not now. If you hold on to it, it's now. But you have a choice to let go. Once you let go of your past, whether it's this way or that way, your heart is open because it's not busy with the stories. And also we have to realize whatever has happened in our lives, whether it was good, bad, or horrible, it is the way it needed it to go. In other words, we had nothing to do with it. In other words, we could not change it or resist it, just the fact that it did happen. So forgiveness is really not dwelling on the past. Because if we do dwell on the past, we can never get rid of ego, that me and mine. Let it all go. And then it turns to forgiveness. And maybe you forget enough that you don't even need to forgive it because you already forgot it. But holding on to something or some situation that was hurtful, why? Let it all go so you can be happy. If you insist on forgiving, then do it for your own heart, because you want to move on. When we don't take an inventory of our hurt in the past, then we're free to move forward. But if we keep reviewing our past, when is the time to let go? Everything that happened thus far was perfect. The bad, the good, the painful, and the pleasurable. This is why I am really against opening suitcases or giving informations out to one another, horror informations or useless information. We need to really choose our words. Either it is humorous, inspiring, or important. And that in turn translates to our own joy and gratitude. Forgiveness normally is referred to day-to-day life when we feel like we hurt someone by our words, or we made some mistake, or if someone tries to tell us that what we did was not acceptable, or if they have done it to us. In any case, forgiveness is to just say, I'm sorry, and move on, or accept somebody's apology and move on. And forgiveness is not like this at all. Forgiveness has to happen in the heart. In other words, it's not a verbal, it's not even action of forgiveness. When we erase something, some animosity, some hurt from our heart because it doesn't feel good, and when we correct it, if there is a big mistake, if we get it, we understand it, and instead of condemnation, we just let it go and get it. When we get it, is the change already happened. So forgiveness really is not for the person that you're forgiving. It is for your own heart to move on. And it is so, so precious because so many people hold on to the memories of different hurt, different events, different incident in their life. And they can't either forgive themselves or they cannot forgive the situation or the person that was involved. And that really stops us from going home. So more than apologizing, more than wanting to be apologized to, is to letting go. To totally letting go and letting the memory to erase. In ordinary life, when someone comes to you and say, I'm sorry, you say, okay, I forgive you. But it's not true at all. Our heart is still aching. We're still upset. But we had to respond to it. Okay, you apologize. And that is so much on the surface that doesn't do anybody any good. Not the person that apologized, not the person that accepted. So even when we want to apologize to someone, it's best to look at ourselves and understand what it was that needed to do an apology for, and then change it. Change it in our own heart. That to me is worth much more than verbal apology.
When someone's heart is hardened because they're so angry and they can't let it go, what tools would you use for that situation? And of our tools, which one do you think is the best to kind of keep putting towards that heart so it can let it go and soften?
It all depends on the person that you want to help. If they are not spiritually equipped, then you go with logically. I mean, what I was explaining could be applied here, making it more humanly accepting by saying that holding on to anger is poison. That's what it is. And talking about the physicality of it maybe would be better for them. But in any case, the tool that is best for it is trust in the form of letting it go with all one's might, because it just doesn't feel good. And for us, of course, it's much easier. You just stay while the angry thoughts are going. You just stay until they're gone.
What can we do in a situation where we have done something that has hurt someone in some way in the past, and we don't even see that person anymore, or we can't do anything to make up for it?
You let it go. When you let it go, you have let go of the body identification. Otherwise, you would hold on to it. And when you don't have that moment body identification, there is no consequence. You just let it go. Let go of the memory and the doership. No, when it's old, you just let it go. You don't need to analyze it or look at it. When it's old, something you've done in past, why look back? Let it go. Just the fact that you feel bad about it, you have understood that your action wasn't right. Why stay there?